Hi guys, Dravin in the kitchen here, harvesting my tomato harvest, or processing my tomato harvest. This time I'm making tomato paste, and yes, it is a mess because canning is messy. At least my canning is messy. Anyway, this is the third time I'm making tomato paste, and the first time I used the YouTube videos that I could find, and I basically boiled it until it was the consistency I wanted, which basically burned it. The next year, I tried using a crock pot to very slowly render it down and got it to a nice thick paste-like consistency. Still a little bit watery, but more than adequate for me. This year, I'm trying it in a stock pot instead of a crock pot. And I used this nifty little gadget here, which is the StirMate. It's upside down there. The StirMate. I got it off Amazon. It's like, I don't know, 60, 70 bucks. Awesome, awesome thing. So it is adjustable here, the width, so you can push this slider in and out depending on how big your pot is. And then you can center this little stir stick through here. And this right here is the size of the stir stick. Well, my crock pot was much bigger, so I took some chopsticks and jerry-rigged something up here with some zip ties to get there. And it basically, this is what it does, is it spins in the crock pot and continuously stirs. It has this additional little flange, and it does have another one that was up here. Actually, it was down here, and you can see how deep in my full-size stock pot I had the tomato paste, or tomato sauce to start with. Now, obviously, if you get one of these and you use it with tomatoes, expect that this nice white stir stick is not going to stay white for very long. But it worked amazingly well. I left it plugged in. It's rechargeable, so if my stove was too far away, I could unplug it and just go off the charge. But it was close enough. I was able to leave it on the charge, and I used it continuously for maybe 10 hours. It was awesome. It was awesome. That way I could just come over and stir things as I needed to without actually standing there and babysitting it, making sure it didn't burn. Well, after a certain period of time, it started to burn, and I was like, well, I got to find other ways to get the moisture out of it, because, I mean, this is a lot. I don't want to burn it. So what are some other ways of doing this? And I was trying some different things, and I saw how I learned how the Sicilians actually made tomato paste. I was like, well, I can't have board set up in the backyard and lay it out in the sun and let it drain off. And then it hit me. I was like, well, you have your jelly making apparatus here, and this is obviously totally jerry-rigged. So I grab a stool and I tie my strainer to it to create a basket. And normally when I'm doing jellies, that's what I want to keep and that's what I want to throw away. But in this case, I want to throw that away, or I can can it up and save it as just tomatoes, very, very condensed tomato juice, and then keep my thing. So in order to test it, I took my strainer and I plopped some in and I just squeezed it, and that's what I came out with. And that's still got a little bit of moisture. I could have squeezed it further if I wanted to, but I'm trying to make a paste, not a roll up the fruit jerky. So yeah, I've been happy with that. So I took all the rest of what was in my crock pot, plopped it in there, and I'm just going to let it strain until it's the thickness that I want, and then jar it up and be good. So next year, because this year I left it in there a little too long before I started finding alternative ways of getting that moisture out of there. It's a little bit burned. So next year, I think my tomato paste is actually going to be not burned and very good. So anyway, I thought I would share this with you guys, since I have not seen this way of getting the water out of my tomatoes, my wannabe tomato paste. So anyway, just use your same process that you would use for jelly making and keep the dregs, quote dregs, and throw away the juice, or can it up, do whatever you want with it. But anyway, there you go. That was something I learned today, and thought I would share it with you guys. Y'all have fun in your gardens and processing your food. Bye.